Hi everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, and this is Connor.
Hey guys.
We're going to talk about Arrow, Season 4, Episode 23. It's called Schism. It is the season finale. Full spoilers, as always, on this show.
Where do you want to start with shit?
Well, first of all, let's just start with the main thing. This was terrible.
Yeah.
It was an awful end to an awful season. I didn't care about anything that was going on, and when they tried to pretend like we were caring what was going on, it just pointed out how much I didn't care about what was going on.
You asked me back in season 1 or 2 if I'd have cared about Oliver becoming mayor. Something that I should care about as a fan of the character.
Yeah, yeah. Even though it just comes out of nowhere. Well, it's not completely out of nowhere. Obviously, it's been.
It's been dropped for about 7 episodes, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, the way it just sort of comes in at the end of the episode. Oh, by the way, we're just going to hand it to you.
Yeah.
But I think what really sums up how much we don't give a shit about this show is that in the flashbacks in the final, which were terrible as always, and the flashback plot for the entire season has been absolutely god awful. I don't even understand.
This is the worst flashback plot. Yeah.
Yeah, and last year's was terrible too, but this is still worse.
This is much worse.
Because last year had that whole crap with the drug and
China and
Thingy's family and all that, and that was mediocre.
Shadow's identical twin.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awful. But this was even worse. But anyway, so the woman that he's been with all season says, "Remember and keep your promise." And at the end of the flashbacks, Oliver's like, "I need to keep a promise." When Amanda Waller gives him his stuff back, and both of us literally just went, "What promise? What the fuck's he talking about?"
No idea. Seriously, please, if you can help us, just, let us know what this promise is, because I have no fucking clue for the life of me.
I do not remember this promise for the life of me. Maybe it was in the previously ons, but we were too. Because normally we'll just talk over the previously ons, because.
Because it's a previously on them.
That said, though, maybe this shows that for Arrow we should watch the previously on, just because we'll probably forget.
Do you know what? No, I refuse to. If I can't follow what's going on without you reminding me at the start of the episode, you haven't done a good enough You haven't done a good enough job with your show. I don't have to watch it for any other show, and I follow along perfectly fine.
Right. The next thing I want to talk about nuclear missiles. I feel it is important to point out some. First of all, there is something so cartoonish about saying that there's 1,500 nukes, or is it 15,000?
15,300.
It was 15,000. Okay, 15,000 nuclear missiles are going to be launched, right? 15,000. That's a comical amount. You don't even need that many to destroy the planet.
Nah, it's just all of the ones that they have.
Yeah, I mean, you could literally destroy the planet with, I don't know, 50? Maybe 100? I don't know.
Yeah, a couple of hundred.
But, not 15,000.
No.
So that's comical from the start. But here's a big problem, right? So 2 episodes ago, when Monument Point got nuked, one of the things that I don't even think we pointed out in the review, we realised this afterwards, but the nuclear bomb that hits Monument Point travelled from a Russian base to Washington, or just outside of Washington, in less than 5 minutes. Nothing on Earth can move that fast.
Also, they didn't even reference that this week. Last week it was like, oh, I can't have that now.
Technically they kind of referenced it because Dark did mention he had tens of thousands of deaths fueling him.
Yeah, but no one was like, City's dead. Whatever.
Yeah, no one's talking about the dead city. That's true. It also wasn't in the news in the Flash at any point. You think it would be? That's kind of world.
Yeah, that's global headlines. There's a nuke.
Yeah, if you go back, if you look at 9/11, every fucking country in the planet was watching news footage of that day. No one was left out of that. So
the death toll from one nuke is significantly higher. I'll tell you that now.
Oh, of course. So yeah, that's ridiculous in and of itself. But here's the real problem. So this nuclear bomb or missile travels from Russia to Washington in 5 minutes. That's how quick it goes in that episode. In this episode, the nuclear bomb that's coming to Star City, and I'm going to talk about the decision of this nuclear bomb as well in a minute, but this nuclear bomb comes to Star City, and it's going so slow that they can see it coming towards the city, Felicity and Curtis have time to put on their jackets and go up to the roof with their gizmo so they can then reprogram the nuke with a sort of remote control thing.
I believe this one is also coming from Colorado.
This one came.
It took 45 minutes.
Yeah, so this one came from Colorado, within the same country, and it was going slow enough that they had time, while it was in sight, to go to the roof.
Yeah.
Do you just not fucking care?
I don't. Why should they?
Admittedly, I would have accepted this one more had the other one not happened. Like, I think the other one moving that fast is way more ridiculous than this one moving that slow, even though this is still ridiculous, even just on its own.
But just have some consistency and do a middle ground between the two.
The fact that they did that one so fast a couple of weeks ago, and then this week, when there's a chance they could do this, it goes so slow, is just like, you don't care. You don't care about consistency, you don't care about plausibility, you don't care about any of this shit.
No.
Awful.
No.
And also, add to this, so I was under the impression, because they said that 15,000 nukes had been launched at one point, that was the line of dialogue. And yet, it was only this nuke that was actually going to hit anywhere, right?
I think the others hadn't been launched yet. They were going to be launched in 2 hours' time. Maybe?
Nah, because that countdown, I'm pretty sure.
It can't have been, you're right, because otherwise they wouldn't have had to turn them all up to space. Yeah.
Yeah, so
We never saw any of the others.
Yeah, we never did.
Why did they take so much longer?
Yeah.
They're going even slower.
Yeah, they're going at turtle speed.
Jesus, what?
Right, but here's the thing, right? So this one was going to hit Star City first. This was the first one that was going to hit. Damien Dark, and this is his plan. He's in Star City. He's in the City Hall. They actually mentioned this multiple times. That's where he's hiding out right now, right? If this nuke hits Star City first, he's going to be dead with everyone else in Star City. He's not going to be alive to make sure that other nukes all actually hit everywhere. If I'm the one that's trying to organise the end of the world by having nukes hit everywhere, surely I'd want to, and even if I'm willing to be like dead along with everyone else, surely I'd want to be in the last one to get hit, so that I can make sure they all go to plan.
Yeah, if something goes wrong, you can implement your fail-safes and go, alright, plan B.
But it almost feels like when it cuts back to him after this, that he wasn't even expecting to die at that point. You never get that impression that him and his daughter were ready to, end their lives together. No. It's almost like it was never intended to hit. Like, he knew they were going to stop it, but he couldn't have known that.
It was bullshittery.
So that's
I don't know, he was pretty psychic in this episode.
He was pretty psychic. He knew from a great distance that the hacker dude had stopped
hacking magically.
And apparently, even though one nuke had already been launched, he was still working on hacking for the rest of them.
Oh, I don't understand. Oh.
It's a muddy mess. It is a muddy mess. None of it's clear.
This is more confusing than the Flash's multiverse nonsense. Like, you got time remnants, all this other stuff going on that.
Remnants, wraiths, multiverses, multiple Earths,
fuck it.
doppelgangers.
This, couple of nukes and some magic dudes. No clue what's going on.
And then we get the whole... So, we actually see the city during the daytime for once, because Curtis talks Oliver into trying to inspire hope. So Oliver stands on top of a car and gives a speech, which, the news programs all start broadcasting immediately. Oliver TV and radio.
The thing is, I should love this. One of his heroes giving a speech on hope.
Oh yeah, I should love this. Yeah.
Should.
It's one of those moments in comic books that are usually a lot of fun when the hero tries to inspire everyone. By the way, I want to point out that several of the people who were running around on the street were clearly looting, because they had boxes taken from stores and stuff. And I'm like, why are you looting? You're about to be hit by a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, it's not going to do much good in 45 minutes, is it?
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Before Felicity and Curtis have their plan to remote control the nuke, they're all standing around going, we can all get through this somehow. It's a nuclear bomb. It's not about being persistent. You can't survive a nuclear blast. The way they talk about it just doesn't make sense. There's something really weird about the writing. It just doesn't work.
I think my favourite bit is when he gets up on the car, everyone's looting and fighting. Yeah. He just goes, right, everyone stop.
And he
And they all
instantly
just stop and look at him, and it's like, oh yeah, cool. Hope and all that shit.
And then he gives his speech, and then, like, apparently this speech is the best speech ever. Even though we don't really hear the best speech ever, because everyone is so inspired by this. They even like, Diggle later on is like, that speech, man, that inspired us too. I'm like, what is this Deus Ex Machina speech that suddenly everyone's feeling all hopeful?
Is it just what we heard? Because we saw him give a couple of lines.
I don't...
Was that meant to be it?
Do you know what? The thing is I love what the message is trying to be. It should be, you know, I mean, if you've been reading the comic books, like, the whole idea of bringing hope back is kind of a big deal right now in DC, and...
Today of all days, yeah.
Yeah, and I love that message, but this show just butchers it. It doesn't make any sense, because it's so inconsistent, it's so convoluted at times, and the characters just don't add up to what they're saying. And the show is still obsessed with lying, by the way, because Diggle has his whole, oh, by the way, wife, the shot against Andy wasn't in self-defense.
Yeah, but then she's just like, yeah, cool, whatever.
Yeah, she's like, lol, I'm a soldier. Go over
Yeah, yeah, like, man up, you pussy.
Yeah. So it was just more forced drama for the sake of forced drama from lying, which...
There wasn't even a reaction to it this time, though. It was just him thinking it was going to be bad.
Also, Damien Dark doing the Kylo Ren force choke on Donna. Did you enjoy that?
I did. I mean, I wish he'd gone just another minute.
Yeah. I don't really understand why when he gets his daughter back, he doesn't just immediately kill everyone in the room.
Yeah, because Thea comes in, it's like, kill your daughter. You know, good plan, not gonna lie.
Which, by the way, that came out of nowhere. Thea being like, I'm going to kill your little girl.
Just a quick question: this is before he's launched the nukes, right?
Yes.
Because otherwise, she's dying anyway.
Yeah, it's before he's launched the nukes. Yeah.
Right. So, good plan.
But even Felicity brings up that point, though. Because she's like... Because when he grabs her mother, she doesn't even seem to care. She's like, what, you're just going to destroy the world anyway? Why should I negotiate?
Yeah. No, fair enough, Thea. Good plan. Threaten the kid. Might make him stop. Hand him straight over. Hand her straight over. Sure, okay. Alright, well, magic. Next snap.
Yeah, in Dark, either just before or after, I can't remember the sequence of events, but he calls in his goons, and Oliver and Diggle just keep shooting them as they come in the door. They come in twos, just over and over, and they literally kill like 12 of them.
Yeah, it's just...
And it's just like, are these guys not meant to be soldiers? This is not the best tactical plan they could possibly come up with. They're just lining up to be killed.
That's a point. Can we go back to where that hope speech is? You know, when those soldiers show up, dark soldiers show up.
And the arrow base?
No, on the street.
Oh no, we're getting to that. Yeah, that's back. That's back after. That's a night. Yeah.
Is that no? That's not a night. That's
a night.
Shit. Yeah.
That's later in the episode. Yeah.
Just it's the same damn car. It's the same street. Has he just been stood there?
It's the same street. No, because remember they go back and like, it's
I know, but
remember it's after Damien flips
why
him.
did he go back to the same street?
Because well, it must be near City Hall. Because Damien flips him out of like the underground and he flips onto the street and it looked really silly and stupid. Remember?
Yeah, I remember now.
But before we get to that, yeah, the Dark Soldiers, who by the way, apparently there's an infinite amount of these dudes because he calls them in like 3 times in this episode and they keep dying and they keep coming back. They show up at the Arrow base. There's like a staircase over at the corner where they all just start funneling in.
We've joked over the season, do they just let anyone in? Because obviously Lance kind of just strolls in for a while before like he was, allowed. Malcolm kind of shows him, kind of pops in, but that's kind of become a bit of a recurring joke with him at least.
Yeah.
Where they reference it. Is there no security? Because they literally just walk down the stairs.
These characters don't even have names.
Yeah. At least with Malcolm, he goes, they go, how'd you do it? He goes, he used to be Ra's al Ghul. It's got to the point where I kind of love it, I'm not going to lie. But this, oh man.
I want that to become his catchphrase no matter what he does. Like, I want him to like steal a bit of like Oliver's like chicken off his plate when he's not looking, and for him to turn around and go, how did you get my chicken? He's like, I used to be Ra's al Ghul.
Oh, I love it. I do. I really do. It's like the best thing Arrow's done in the last 2 years. Is that joke?
So Oliver, despite telling everyone that it's a suicide mission to go and try and get Dark. In fact, Lila sends in a group of soldiers. Oliver says, "Don't do that. They're going to immediately get slaughtered. They're all just going to die."
You're just
And
gonna make Dark stronger.
yeah, and she's like, "Nah, son, I got this. I got this." And then literally like 30 seconds later, we don't even wait. It's like we don't even get to see any of it. We just hear it all over the comms, like from the Arrow base, and we just hear them all get slaughtered immediately.
You could see her just like, when she's like, nah, they're going in. You can see it's like, I'm Amanda Waller here now. Fuck you. Do I want? And I think my favourite bit though is when the comms go, she waits till they're all dead and it's just crackling and it's just like, shut it off. I don't want to hear anymore. Well, there's clearly nothing more to hear. They're all dead.
Yeah. Oliver really should have said, "Told you so," at that point. I feel like that would have improved the scene tenfold.
Drastically, yeah.
So, despite telling everyone it's suicide, he decides to go and face Dark anyway, on his own. I guess because he's now confident that he can now withstand the magic, even though nothing's happened since he kind of got that like training to make me think that it would actually work.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Connor's hiccups are properly coming in. He's both got chronic hiccups and he's been drinking, so, hiccup after hiccup. But, so yeah, we end up with this scene in the street, and they try and do their best to emulate Superman 2, and some stuff from Supergirl Season 1, where the city, and I guess Spider-Man stuff as well, because it's quite a common thing in Spider-Man, where the city's population starts to stand up for the hero, and comes rushing in to help. And then all of Dark's soldiers show up to help, and don't use any of their guns, so we can have a scene where the crowd of people and the crowd of soldiers all charge towards each other and start fighting. Even though these people are all trained soldiers, and this is a group of civilians.
They literally, we've seen them use guns, like they've got like machine guns. They've been using them on Team Arrow all season. It's like, just take them off your belt. You probably got them slung over your shoulders. Let's be honest, they got the straps.
There is zero.
Just mow the crowd down.
And it's not even like a regular army where you're not supposed to obviously hurt civilians, where they'd have a problem with just shooting into a crowd. These are evil people who have shown that they are more than happy to kill people. So there is zero reason. There is zero fucking reason for them not to just mow down this crowd.
I don't get it.
But let's get to and that's ridiculous. And the fact that Team Arrow has a conversation in the middle of this fight in a minute, where
there's 4 of them that just sat there and stood there chatting.
Yeah, the fight's going on all around them, and no one even tries to fight any of them. It's silly. But my favourite part of this whole ridiculous scene is that Damien Dark reminds us all that he used to be in the League of Assassins, which I'd forgotten, by the way. And
I think because he was teased in season 3 by Raz, who mentioned him being in the League, and I think that's the last time it was mentioned.
And of course, this is right after Oliver manages to withstand his magic, so that he's not as powerful anymore, and I guess that's okay. But then he's like, "Well, I was in League of Assassins, bitch," and they start having a fight, like a proper fight.
Can we just 1 second? How does he resist the magic? Because he specifically said to Felicity, was like, "Oh, I thought you could resist the magic now." And he goes, "He's too strong now. He's taken so many lives. I can't stop him." And then, he just resists. What? I feel like I missed something.
Are they trying to imply that the crowd of people like rooting for him at the side won't give him the strength to?
Oh, could have made that a bit clearer if that's the case. I didn't get that.
I'm reaching for it. I don't know. But what I was going to get at there is that so they start having like a fight where they're kicking and punching and all that jazz, and every single shot in this entire sequence, it's clearly a stunt double for Damien Dark. It's so blatantly obvious, and I kind of expected this because he's had some really bad stunt double stuff earlier in the season, but this was like a full-on fight scene where it was him the entire time. It was always a stunt double, but what really got me as the fight went on, there was a couple of shots where it was literally just him standing over Oliver's body, or just standing, and it was still a stunt double. There was
excuse.
Zero fucking reason why that should have been a stunt double. He's just standing there.
Also, my favourite part came slightly later in this fight. It's where they stand off and they just start swinging. Like, they just start trading right hooks. Like, they'll just take it in turns for a right hook, and that's it.
Yeah.
All the flips and kicks are gone. It's like, nah, right hook. Fuck that. You can have a right hook, mate. just back and forth for about 20, 30
Yeah,
seconds.
the fighting choreography is something that's really tanked this season.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I don't remember if it was like I remember it being kind of good in season 1. Like I remember it being kind of notable, and I don't know if it stayed notable, but it certainly wasn't this bad last year.
Yeah, 2 was obviously fine. I vaguely I remember it being a similar quality to 1.
Right. Okay. I mean, I just don't remember. I remember there actually been some fairly impressive fight scenes,
I remember a couple of specific ones in 2 that were pretty cool.
but it's really tanked bad. Like everything, every fight scene in this episode is just awful.
I can only think of one good episode of fighting in this entire season.
Yeah, it was that one with the winner, where that one director actually did
Knew
something
what the fuck he
interesting.
was doing,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, even that feels like a long time ago now.
It was a long time ago.
So we have this stupid fight, and then eventually Oliver grabs his arrow. Damien's kind of beaten up a little bit at this point, and he's like, you know what? Yeah, I didn't kill Deathstroke, even though he killed my mother. But you know what? I don't have a choice. Even though Dark is clearly defeated and could be handcuffed, and
Can't use his magic on him, so he
yeah,
could just throw him in the cell with Deathstroke. Whatever.
he has a choice, and this is kind of my. I mean, it's not the only problem, but this is one of the main problems with Arrow's writing, is that it's so hypocritical it is unreal. The whole thing of not killing and being a hero and making that tough choice isn't just so you can throw it away when you really want to kill the person because they've done something to really upset you. The whole thing about being the hero is even when it's that bad, you still make the good choice.
Do you know what makes it even worse? Did the same shit last year when he killed Raish.
You're right. Yeah, that's 2 seasons in a row he's done this.
Why?
No, he's a goddamn murderer, quite frankly.
He is, at least in season 1. I could accept that.
Well, don't get me wrong. Season 1, I had a problem. Well, I didn't have a problem as such, but at least I didn't see him as a traditional hero because he was a hitman. He had a hit list and he was killing people on that hit list.
He was, but that was the premise, so I could accept it.
Yeah, that was the character. That was kind of the thing they were going for. But then they decided to change it and make him, oh, I'm not going to kill anyone anymore.
Also fine.
To a point.
Well, I can buy, like, you want to get to there, fine. Just, I can accept whatever bullshit reason, just, this is what you want to do now, let's do
Well,
that.
no, my problem with that, though, is it was pointed out for me, especially in the Flash crossover, and the first time they had a crossover, and Joe's like, well, just because he doesn't kill anyone now doesn't change the fact that he killed like 20 people 2 years ago.
I agree. I do agree with that. Like, there is still a problem with it.
Yeah.
He is a bit judgmental, considering,
yes, how much
Yeah.
he's slaughtered in his
But
time.
I can appreciate if you want to do this from now on, fine.
Right, okay.
Just you can't break it every time you decide, yeah, you know what, fuck it, this is too hard, I'm just going to kill him anyway.
Yeah. And that's it. And then every member of Team Arrow, other than Felicity, amusingly, decide they're leaving in some capacity, hanging up their hoods and cowls and capes and guns and helmets, whatever it is they happen to wear. And Diggle's going for some away time to deal with his shooting his brother, and Thea's like, I threatened a little girl with an arrow. I should probably go and take a sabbatical. And the final shot, not to skip to the very end, but the final shot is just Oliver and Felicity standing in the Arrow bunker thingamajig and looking at the costumes, and her declaring that there's no way I'm leaving, which almost just felt like Mark Guggenheim saying to everyone who hates her or hates what the show's become, it's not changing.
Fuck you, this is what it is.
Yeah, we're not changing now.
Guggy, you cunt.
I was getting a little bit frustrated because I feel like too many shows do this at the end of a season, in general, where they'll break up the team of heroes or the team of whatever it is they do, and they'll have people give up what it is they do.
Yeah, but usually they only send off 1 or 2 people.
Often, yeah, and I don't mind it. Sometimes it's done very well, but I feel like there's so many shows that do this at the end of a season, only so that it start like the next season we come back, and by the end of the first episode, there's a reason that they're all back together.
Just point out we did this last year as well in Arrow.
We did do this last year in Arrow. It's done it multiple times because it happened. It happened once on Buffy, and it was done really well on Buffy. But then they didn't do it again. Not really. I mean, I wouldn't count I don't want to spoil the show, but I wouldn't count, the end of season 5 getting to season 6 as the same thing.
No, it's different.
But it happened once. Other shows have done it once or twice, and that's kind of fine. But I feel like looking at TV as a whole, it happens too much.
Yeah.
And it kind of annoys me. It's just one of these things where, we want it to feel like there was a different time between the seasons, and then bring it all back at the start of the next season. When all I'm thinking is, well, no. How about you just give us the idea that over the summer they are still operating as normal, and maybe use the new ideas in the actual season.
It'd be lovely, wouldn't it?
It's just a thought.
I just don't get last year. So last year, Oliver and Felicity left. Mm-hmm. This year, everyone but Oliver and Felicity left.
Oh, it's almost symmetrical, Issaka.
It's like, how can we change this up? I know. It's to the opposite to how we started the season. That's what it is.
And the music all swells up as all this is happening. He's been sworn in as the mayor, and
just don't give a fuck.
And I think the problem is as well, apart from the fact that the writing's just terrible, is that all of it feels temporary. None of this feels like this is going to be the new status quo.
Maybe the mayor, because he's not CEO anymore, and he hasn't actually had a day job in the last 2 years.
That's true. Okay,
and
maybe the mayor.
He needs rent.
Maybe the mayor thing. But
yeah.
I don't know. This was an atrocious final. Fighting was terrible. The drama was terrible. We had 3 Are You OKs? Plus, we also had Lila come in to Diggle and say, I'm not going to ask you if you're okay, because I already know the answer. So we had 3 plus like a circumvented one.
More atrocious sound mixing.
Yeah, there's some really good sound effects as well, yeah.
Just inexcusable on a technical level, this as well. Like, not even just the writing, just... Oh, man.
I still can't get over how bad the Damien Dark stunt double
stunt
was.
Doubles, yeah. Although, we should point out, we missed it last week. The even worse double.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Alex, his corpse lying there, like the back of his head was like longer hair. It was like the back of my head almost, like the way my hair is in the back.
Yeah.
When in the
he was
previous
like
episode,
short shaved sort of thing.
Yeah, it was like a buzz cut almost at the back. Yeah.
Now my excuse is I was absolutely hammered last week, Ferrara. I overlooked that, but.
Are you trying to ask what my excuse is?
Yeah, I am.
My excuse is that was the very first scene in the episode, and I hadn't started looking at the screen yet.
Good answer.
If I'm honest with you.
Good answer.
So that's my reason for not noticing that. But it's atrocious though. I've seen the screen caps.
Oh, it's awful.
So, yeah, really sloppy. Last night with The Flash, we were sitting theorising what season 3 could be and what they might do. With this, I don't even want to talk about what season 5 could be. I don't want to even think about it. I want to forget this show exists for the next 4 or 5 months.
I want it to be what I want season 5 to be is non-existent.
Yeah, that's true. But that's the Arrow season finale. Of course, we are doing summer content over the summer, so check out some of that. Outcast. And Preacher just started, so check out those shows, and we're covering those. But yeah, that's this season of Arrow done. Let us know what you thought in the comments below, what you thought of the episode and the season. Are you as disappointed? Did you like it? Why? Let us know. And a more interesting note, and a more positive note, starting this Sunday. Now, I don't usually plug things at the end of these TV reviews, but I'm just doing it this week because it's relevant. Now, you might be a DC Comics fan if you're watching these DC shows. Starting this Sunday the 29th of May, we're starting a DC Comics podcast. And every Sunday we're going to talk about the week's DC Comics, all the books released that week. Well, I say all. We'll probably pick and choose a bit more once more of them start. But we're starting this week because it's the start of DC Rebirth, so we're going to be covering the start of that and everything that's coming out of that and all the new books over the next months. And we're going to keep that going. So that's going to be on the same YouTube channel, MailFuzz TV. Every Sunday night we're going to have that up, so check it out if you're into comics. So bye, that's us. What was your favourite thing about the season, Connor?
That it's over.
Amen to that. Like and subscribe, guys. We'll see you next time.